So our main services which we do are these projects and development planning and project management of farming and technology in intensive farming. So we have found out that there are some problems in the current method of farming in India itself, because 30% of our vegetables and fruits are lost due to unprofessional management of these products. So if this was available, we could have gone, this 30% of that food amount is enough to feed UK. So you can just imagine how much we are wasting. So we thought that there is a great opportunity in just doing that. And anyway, we5 cannot do it alone, and we have started an FPO, a farmer producer organization, where we are inviting farmers where they are shareholders, and along with that we are whatever is your profession or whatever they like. So we have integrated the youth in, and the people who don't have job, like even just say a driver. So if that driver, he comes into this, he just have to pay a starting of 500 rupees. That is our FPO's charge. And once he is into this, we will give him a job. Along with that, we just try to make him an agripreneur. So there is entrepreneur, and now we have a new term. So we call it as agripreneurs.
Very
And
good.
there is a great opportunity in that. So I am so happy that we have great people here. So the first speaker, actually I want to have a chat with him in person, because he's into electronic field, and we Amar Singh. So we are we are also into this electronics field. So because we need the basic electronic equipments to monitor the pH, humidity levels in water. So not talking much, I'm just going directly into this. This is actually a recycled plastic. This is made of recycled plastic. So this is high-tech poultry cage with a recycled plastic. So this actually, it is very simple and neat, and even you can keep it in your home, inside your house itself. So you have a cleaning chamber and everything. So this looks professional and neat. And this is scoop system. uh, and this is actually our model farm, which we have developed as a model to show the people that what is the technology intensive farming. And here we have integrated most of the latest technology, which can be adapted to our climatic conditions. So the main problem which the farmers face here are the seeds. The seeds which are being produced in Tamil Nadu cannot be used in Kerala, and this cannot be used in Karnataka. So that is a big problem, and everybody knows hybrid, and the people go behind that. But unfortunately, it's a fact that those hybrids, which are, if you go to IIH or Indian Institute of Horticulture Research or something like that, those websites, you can identify that there are seeds in which it's mentioned that these are not for Kerala. So Kerala, or any state. So these are area specific, you can say. And in that, we integrate all the latest technology. So this, what you see is fertigation method of farming. So in this, actually the labor cost is cut by 75%. That means there is no need for a labor to daily watch or do anything. The drip irrigation is integrated with what we say fertigation. Fertilizer is also given through water. So that means we don't have to go to the plant to water it or give fertilizer. It's all in the tank. So our 9 acres of land, which we have developed as a model farm, we don't go to plants to give them water or fertilizer. So it's all from the center tank. So that is the biggest advantage of it. So what is the advantage as a agripreneur, what you get from India? The advantage is the robust demand. The robust demand is like the large population. the large population which we have in India. So that means there is enough and more of demand in India itself, and the attractive opportunities, the demand, the opportunities which are like before the farmers used to be like a class which was the low class. So, but now as we call it the agripreneurs, we just go. I myself work in my field, so it's like a little more high tech, and we are using this, so we don't get much dirt on our hand. So this becomes a more attractive opportunities, and we are now getting a very good feedback from people that they are ready to work on our ways. And policy support, as you know, now the new agricultural policy has come, so that means more privatization, more fund, and every time you see more than 60% of the national fund goes to agriculture development, but where it goes nobody knows. But when you are into this, you know how to tap it, and you know how to get it. And then the other thing is competitive advantage. The high portion of agriculture land, diverse climatic conditions, that is the biggest advantage in India. Out of four seasons, we have all four seasons. We have all 24 climatic conditions in India. So that means anything which grows in the world, we can produce it in India itself. So that is the biggest advantage as an Indian we get. Then the sad part of it is that horticulture production in India is 310.74 million tons. So that was 2019 statistics. But the wastage was 65.10 tons. This I am just showing just to show you how much of opportunity is there. So the wastage was 21% in 2019. And unfortunately, in the global hunger index, India is 102 out of 117 countries. Our neighbor Pakistan is 27. I'm just nobody should get hurt in this. Just I am telling the facts. So just we should understand how much, if we could have saved this amount, then we could have given it to those people. But why this happens is because of bad logistics and cool chamber systems. So what we have done is that we have selected the farming areas, and we have started making a segregation center which is automated to currently 25 to 70% is technology integrated. Like segregation is done automatically by automated machines. So what we have is that, Kerala itself for us is a huge what do you say opportunity. So we are planning to divide Kerala itself into districts, and each districts to have a satellite team like us. So we are inviting interested entrepreneurs who are into this to come and work with us, and we give them the training, we give them the support, we give them the technical systems, and then they can be on their own feet to start the same setup. And as a cluster under the FPO, we just develop as a team. Even the food processing unit, food processing unit and the logistics goes together. Then let's go to the high-tech farming. The relevance of high-tech farming in the developing nation. Actually, as I told you, that is an important thing, that 21% of India's production is being wasted just because of unprofessional way of processing or segregating that product. Just for an example, if I say, if a tomato collection area in India, they just keep that tomatoes in a bundle, and then they leave it for like 2 to 3 hours. So what happens is that because of the heat and temperature climate, it just loses, and the farmer does not get the proper value of that. So what we have done is that we have integrated an automated tomato segregator. So in that, it includes sensors in which the size of the tomato and the quality both are being sensed, and they are categorized into 2 to 3 parts. So it takes 100 kgs of tomatoes to be segregated. It takes just 15 minutes. So that is a great thing which a farmer, according to the purview of the farmer, he gets the correct value of what he gives. The best qualities, he can automatically get the best thing. And then in the high-tech farming, we integrate the advantages. I would just like to go we get a higher crop productivity, decrease use of water, fertilizer, and pesticides. Unfortunately, in Kerala, we are having a very bad problem because of fertilizers. Those who have to use 4 kg of fertilizers, they just think that if I put 40 kg, I will get 40 times the output. But unfortunately, that does not happen. And just we are impacting the nature and the ecosystem on this. Then we have a reduced impact on natural ecosystem. That is the same thing which I told you. The fertilizer over usage of fertilizer is having a very high impact on the ecosystem. Then less run of chemicals into rivers and groundwaters. Most of our rivers and groundwaters, we don't get a good water to drink just because of this fertilizer usage. Then it's increased work safety. So what are the high-tech farming techniques which we integrate are drip irrigation, fertigation, hydroponics, and aeroponics for the time being. The rest we are just in the pipeline, and we will be doing it soon. Uh, the agricultural technologies, we can say what we utilize in our farm are artificial intelligence, robotics, sensors like pH sensors, humidity sensors, and nutritional sensors. And aerial technologies are, we use aerial technologies, that is drone based, GPS technologies, and farm mechanization.
Okay.
And then we have just a few things. Just I will go on the rough. Artificial intelligence, which we use is for mainly for the weather forecasting, because most of the disease conditions which comes to the plants are on the weather. So if it is more humid, that means it is going to have a fungal infection. So just these things can be given automatically to the farmers, that because of this climate, this is going to be the frost conditions. It might be a frost condition, so you have to use this medicines, or these precautions has to be taken. So the farmer will get enough time to save his plants. So that, like in that way, we can just reduce 90 to 25 to 90% of losses. So in this picture, you can just see it's. I can see. I think everybody can see it. It's
Yeah.
actually Greenhouse Guardian. So it's developed by Bosch, and this is just the same thing which I told you. It takes in the climate, the temperature, the humidity of that particular area, and just sends a message to the farmer saying that you can expect these problems, along with the pictures and symptoms of the problems. So that will help the farmers to decide what he has to use and when it has to be used. So the crop loss can be saved by a huge amount. And this is a weather forecasting